Hello, I'm Chelsea with Castanet News, and welcome to our Meet the Candidates series for the Penticton riding. I'm here with Liberal Dan Ashton. So Dan, for those who don't know who you are, just a little 15-second, who is Dan Ashton?
Longtime resident of the Valley. We came here in 1955. I was a couple of weeks old. Lived in Penticton until 1963. Moved to Trout Creek. Grew up here. Graduated from Summerland Secondary School. Took formal education in Washington State, and have always been involved in the local community as best as I can, following in my family's footsteps. So,
in your opinion, so what's the most important issue facing the people of this riding right now, and what would you do to help that as MLA?
You know, we have to get people back to work, Chelsea. It's incredibly important. And yes, you know, the COVID issue is a major issue worldwide, but BC has done very well, and Dr. Bonnie Henry, and my compliments go out to her for being able to get a handle on it and be able to hold it tight in British Columbia. But there's an awful lot of people suffering out there. And before the election call, I was amazed at the number of people that were coming into our office or phoning our office looking for ways to just survive. So we have to get people back to work and get our economy going here in British Columbia.
You talk about restarting the economy. I mean, what does that look like in terms of making sure that we still, flatten the curve?
We have to be safe until we can get a vaccine, and a vaccine is proven to be efficient and effective. We have to be careful. Look at us now, we're social distancing, it's the new norm. We know that the Okanagan, touch wood, hasn't been affected like it has in other places in the province and especially in Canada when I look at Ontario and Quebec. So we have to be careful, but we also need to give people an opportunity to survive, and that's incredibly important.
So as a potential incumbent, what can you point to as fulfilled promises?
I've always done what I said I was going to do, and the number one thing for me is the David Campy Tower and the ongoing renovations at the hospital. There are so many people in the South Okanagan and Similkameen that made personal contributions to that. Mr. Campy made an incredible contribution to it to ensure that it would get going. I was fortunate I was on Treasury Board for 4 of those years, knew where money was here through the regional district. We're in the hospital is actually a year ahead for where it could have been. We had money here in Penticton through the regional district, so we were able to utilize that to get in the ground a year early. Supportive housing and affordable housing. There's 179 units that were brought into Penticton. To me, that's important because I'm all for giving a hand up and helping out. I'm there also for a handout up to a point, but you give a hand up to ensure that you can lift them up with some of the issues that are facing and trying them to get back into regular society and be contributors. And they do want to contribute. I know that. It's just, we just have to give them an opportunity. So, those are 2 of the things that I'm incredibly proud of.
Circling back to the issue, because you mentioned of minority government and how much you enjoyed the experience of a minority government. Is that what you're hoping for this time?
Well, to be frank, I think people's ideals and aspirations need to be checked at some point in time. And right now, this was not, in my opinion, not the time to call an election. However, an election's been called. Did I vote for proportional representation, which the NDP favored until it didn't favor them, it appears, and they're moving on to something else? No, I didn't. But I saw the House, the legislature of British Columbia, working incredibly well when this COVID issue arose, first of all. And until the summer session was finished, I, again, will repeat, I've never seen the legislature work as well together as what we did. And if that is what's going to happen again as a minority government, I think it will be a good check and balance in the system where everybody will be forced to, again, work together, where you won't have a majority that has the rule of the roost. So that would be the minimum that I would look forward to seeing.
Hear more from Dan and the other 3 candidates vying for your vote at the Penticton Herald All Candidates Forum, streamed live on Castanet October 13th at 7 p.m. For Castanet News, I'm Chelsea Powrie.